Hey guys, what's up? It's Heather Grant. I wrote a book and I am so excited about it. And I know that many of you are a little bit pissed at me right now because I didn't tell anybody that I was writing this book. In fact, I have sisters that are mad at me. I didn't tell anyone. I didn't tell friends. I didn't tell family. Partly, I think just because I was I was really nervous about this book. I was very insecure about writing. I've written things before and it didn't really go so well. And so I didn't tell people. And I have just kind of kept it a secret and kind of kept it to myself, even though I've been working on it for a really, really long time. Partly just for my own insecurities. And so I apologize. But yes, I did write a book and I am actually very, very proud of it. And I'm really excited. I think that it is going to really bless a lot of people. So I'm really, really excited about it, but I'm also just needed to apologize for not telling people and being a little bit secretive because I'm a real person and I'm not as confident as I come off. So it was more insecurities than anything. But basically kind of the backstory is years ago, like 5 years ago, one of my friends challenged me to write a book about building a doTERRA business and really just building a network marketing business in general, being an entrepreneur. And so I did. I spent months and months and months and I wrote this book. And the idea was that when I finished it, she was going to help me kind of self-publish it and was going to promote it. And basically what ended up happening is about the time that I finished the book, she quit building the business and kind of did some other tangents and some other things in her life. And so I knew what I had written was good, but I just didn't really know what to do with it. And so I didn't do anything with it. I actually didn't even open the document for a full 5 years. In fact, in October, I found it by accident. I was actually going through trying to find some old articles that I've written because I knew I had a funny story that I wanted to share in my newsletter for my subscribers. And I came across the book and I was like, oh yeah, I wrote this. And so I opened it up and I was looking at it for the first time in 5 years. And I realized I realized two things. One, that what I had written was really good and really powerful. And because I wrote it principle based, that it was still relevant, even though it had been 5 years since I'd looked at it, everything that I taught, and it was really relevant. But I also looked at it and realized that it was it was kind of a fluff piece. It was very from a positive, everything is hunky-dory and this is how you build a business and blah, 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 do this, and X, Y, Z, and it will happen. It was just not, for me, it wasn't real. It wasn't my real story. And so I just kind of had this what if moment. What if I told the truth? What if I deleted all of the fluff in that book? I kept the good parts, but I deleted the fluff and I really wrote the nitty gritty, blood, sweat, and tears, dirty, rotten secrets of how hard it is to build your own business and be successful. What if I told the truth? And I prayed a lot about it. I thought a lot about it. And God just started putting all of these thoughts and these feelings into my heart. And I realized that the message that I had to share, the true story, the real story, was very, very powerful and was something that other people needed to hear. And so I deleted almost everything that I'd written. I kept a few good things, but I pretty much deleted between a third and 2/3 of the book. And I started over and I started to write the real story of what it takes to be a successful entrepreneur, the real paydays that you get from it, the real blood, sweat, and tears roller coaster ride, the building your own business while being a wife and a mom and a homeschool teacher and a church person and all of these things are, right? As we have all of the different things that we're doing, the different hats that we wear. So I started again and I wrote the truth. And I think part of the reason that I didn't tell people that I was writing a book is because I feel like this book and the things that I wrote about, they're very raw. They're very real. I feel like I'm just like standing naked before the whole world. You can all see into my heart and soul as you read this. I was very honest to the point that it's like painfully honest. And it makes it very, very powerful, but it also makes it really personal for me because I tell you my crap. I tell you my thought process. I tell you my false beliefs. I tell you what I deal with and kind of how I've gotten through and where I'm at and how much I still lack. I think that's maybe one of the most powerful things about the book is showing you how far I've gone and really how much I still have to go, how much I'm still lacking after years and years and years of being a successful business owner, right? But I wrote it, when I wrote it, as I was writing it, there were three intentions that I had. Every chapter that I wrote I had three goals that I really wanted to have happen in that chapter, three intentions that I wanted to come through. The first one was that I wanted to make people laugh. And that might sound funny, but I have read personal development books that were boring or meaty and heavy and thought-provoking and very serious, and I didn't want that to be that. I love novels and I love happy reading. I love it when someone can teach me something and make me laugh at the same time. And so I wanted to write something that would make people smile and be lighthearted and be an easy personal development book to read, be an easy book to be able to get through. I didn't want it to be one that you sat on your shelf and couldn't get through it in 6 months because it was just so thought-provoking and so meaty that you couldn't really get anything out of it, right? I didn't want you to feel like you were taking a biochemistry course. So I wanted you to be able to laugh. That was my number one goal. I wanted the stories and the insights and the things that I shared to be lighthearted and funny and make you laugh. The second thing that I wanted to do was I wanted to be able to teach you something new in every single chapter. I didn't want to just regurgitate all of the other personal development stuff that you've read. I didn't want to regurgitate building a business and what that looks like. I didn't want to regurgitate every other personal development book that you've ever written. I didn't want it to be a review or a repeat of anything that you'd ever read before. Instead, I wanted to teach you something new, or I wanted to help you look at a principle of building your own business, of being an entrepreneur, in a way that you had never looked at it before. I wanted you to be able to see things from a different perspective or to gain insight that you had never thought about before. I really just wanted to make you think about things in a way that you had never thought about before. So that was my second intention, was to teach you something new or to help you to look at something or give you insight that you hadn't had before. And then the last but not least, probably the most important intention that I had was I wanted every single chapter that I wrote to bring you closer to God and to help you gain a stronger testimony of the gospel of Jesus Christ. And that's kind of unique for a business entrepreneurial book. I wouldn't have been able to write that book 5 years ago. I live in the Bible Belt now where everybody talks about God and talks about church. And so it's given me a lot more courage to be able to be really honest, to be able to talk about how the things that I have learned while building my own business and being an entrepreneur, how that has helped me to be a better missionary for God, to be able to share my thoughts and my feelings on the gospel of Jesus Christ and on helping people be more prayerful and on helping people turn to God in a more real, more often, more authentic way. And so those were kind of my intentions. I want you to laugh, I want you to learn something, and I wanted you to really walk away not just learning business skills, but recognizing that the skills that you are learning can be applied to the business of God and to learning just like how to be a better servant of God, to be able to come closer to Christ. So those are my 3 intentions. I really wrote this book with business owners and entrepreneurs in mind. Anybody who reads it is going to get something out of it. You're all going to laugh. You're all going to learn something. You're all going to be a better person, I think, for reading it. But I really did develop it and write it with particularly mothers that are trying to build their own business in mind. That was kind of my target market, the people that I connect with. So I hope that you'll read it. I hope that you'll buy it. I tried to keep it at a very low price point that everybody could afford. You can get it on Kindle through an ebook. You can buy a hard copy. But I wanted to just tell you my story. I wanted to just write down and put the things that were in my heart down on paper, and to be able to do it in a very authentic and real and honest way. And it's scary. I'm not even gonna lie. There's still less than like 5 to 10 people that have read it. My editor is about it. But I'm excited for you guys to read it. I'm excited for you to purchase it. I'm excited for you to have it. And I hope that you will. I hope that you'll read it. I hope that you'll learn from it. I hope you'll give me feedback. I don't know that I'll ever write another book again. Never say never, but this might just be a one-hit wonder, but it really was my message that I felt like it was important to share with the world, and I'm super proud of it, and I hope that you will love it. Have an awesome day. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.